The 1930s, a decade etched in history not for its triumphs, but for its tribulations. The world was plunged into a state of despair as economies crumbled and the very fabric of society was tested. The Great Depression, a period of unprecedented economic hardship, cast a long shadow across the globe. It began with the stock market crash of 1929, a catastrophic event that sent shockwaves through financial markets worldwide. It wasn't just an economic downturn, it was a human tragedy that touched every corner of society. Families were torn apart and communities were left in ruins. The sight of shantytowns and homeless individuals became all too common. From the bustling cities of New York to the rural farmlands of the American heartland, and across the oceans to Europe and beyond, the world grappled with an economic catastrophe unlike any other. Urban centers saw a rise in unemployment and poverty, while rural areas faced their own unique challenges, including the Dust Bowl that devastated American agriculture. This was a time when businesses crumbled, banks shuttered their doors, and millions were thrust into unemployment and poverty. The once thriving industries and bustling marketplaces were now scenes of desolation and despair. It was a time of soup kitchens and bread lines, of families torn apart by financial despair and forced migrations in search of work. People stood in long lines, waiting for a simple meal, a stark reminder of the widespread hunger and need. The Great Depression was a stark reminder of the fragility of economic systems and the devastating human cost of their failures. It taught us that the impact of financial collapse extends far beyond the numbers on a stock ticker. It reaches into the very lives and homes of ordinary people, leaving a lasting mark on history. October 29, 1929. A date that would forever change the course of financial history. A day forever seared into the annals of financial history. Black Tuesday. The day when the stock market took a nosedive, plunging the world into economic chaos. On this fateful day, the bottom fell out of the stock market, sending shockwaves across the United States and the world. Investors watched in horror as their fortunes evaporated in a matter of hours. Share prices plummeted, wiping out billions of dollars in wealth. The once booming market, which had seemed invincible, was now in free fall. Panic selling gripped investors as they desperately tried to unload their holdings, but to no avail. The more they sold, the further prices dropped, creating a vicious cycle of fear and loss. The stock market crash of 1929 wasn't the sole cause of the Great Depression, but it was the catalyst that set in motion a chain reaction of economic calamities. Banks failed, businesses closed, and unemployment soared. It exposed the underlying weaknesses in the global financial system and shattered the fragile prosperity of the Roaring Twenties. The illusion of endless growth was replaced by a harsh reality of economic vulnerability. The seeds of the Great Depression were sown long before the stock market crash of 1929. Overproduction in agriculture and industry, coupled with declining consumer demand, created a dangerous imbalance in the economy. Easy credit and speculation in the stock market fueled an unsustainable boom that masked these underlying weaknesses. The global economy was also on shaky ground. The Treaty of Versailles, signed at the end of World War I, imposed harsh reparations on Germany, crippling its economy and creating instability in Europe. International trade, already hampered by protectionist policies, ground to a halt as countries sought to protect their own economies. The Great Depression was not confined to the borders of the United States. It was a seismic event that sent shockwaves through the global economy, affecting countries far and wide. It was a global crisis that rippled across the world, leaving a trail of economic devastation in its wake. No corner of the globe was spared from its impact, as economies crumbled and financial systems teetered on the brink of collapse. Europe, already struggling with the aftermath of World War I, was hit particularly hard. The continent was still reeling from the war's destruction, and the Great Depression only compounded its woes, leading to widespread unemployment and poverty. Germany, burdened by war reparations, spiraled into economic chaos. The hyperinflation of the early 1920s had already weakened its economy, and the Great Depression pushed it to the brink, causing severe social and political turmoil. Latin America, heavily dependent on exports to the United States, saw its economies crumble as demand dried up. Countries that relied on agricultural and raw material exports faced plummeting prices and massive unemployment. The crisis led to political instability, social unrest, and the rise of authoritarian regimes in some countries. Desperate populations turned to radical solutions, and the political landscape of many nations was forever altered. The world was grappling with an economic catastrophe of unprecedented scale, and there was no easy way out. The Great Depression reshaped the global economy and left a lasting legacy that would influence economic policies and international relations for decades to come. The American heartland bore the brunt of the Great Depression's fury. The Dust Bowl, an ecological disaster of epic proportions, compounded the economic misery. Years of drought and unsustainable farming practices transformed once fertile land into a desolate wasteland. Dust storms, sometimes referred to as black blizzards, swept across the Great Plains, burying crops, killing livestock, and driving millions from their homes. Farmers, once the backbone of the American economy, were driven to desperation. Many lost their farms and livelihoods, forced to migrate westward in search of work and a semblance of hope. The Dust Bowl became a powerful symbol of the Great Depression's devastating impact on rural America. The Great Depression was not just about numbers and economic indicators, it was about people. Ordinary people whose lives were upended, whose dreams were shattered, and whose futures were cast into uncertainty. Families struggled to put food on the table, to keep a roof over their heads, and to hold on to hope in the face of adversity. Unemployment soared to record levels, leaving millions jobless and desperate. Breadlines and soup kitchens became lifelines for many, offering meager sustenance to those who had lost everything. The Great Depression tested the limits of human resilience and exposed the deep divisions within society. The Great Depression was a period of profound hardship, but it also yielded valuable lessons about the importance of economic stability, social safety nets, and international cooperation. It highlighted the dangers of unchecked speculation, over-reliance on credit, and protectionist trade policies. In response to the crisis, governments around the world implemented a wide range of policies, some successful, some not. The New Deal in the United States, while not without its critics, provided much-needed relief and laid the foundation for a stronger social safety net. The Great Depression left an enduring legacy on the world. It fundamentally reshaped economic thinking, leading to the development of new theories and policies to prevent future crises. It also had a profound impact on social and political structures, ushering in an era of greater government intervention in the economy. The lessons learned from the Great Depression continue to resonate today. The importance of financial regulation, social safety nets, and international cooperation in mitigating economic downturns is widely recognized. The Great Depression serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of economic failure and the need for responsible stewardship of the global economy. The Great Depression was a defining moment in human history. It was a time of immense hardship, but also a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It forced the world to confront its economic vulnerabilities and to rethink its approach to managing the global economy. The echoes of the Great Depression can still be felt today, reminding us of the importance of economic stability, social responsibility, and the enduring power of the human spirit to overcome adversity. In conclusion, the Great Depression was a pivotal moment in history that reshaped economies and societies worldwide. Its lessons continue to resonate today, reminding us of the fragility of economic systems and the resilience of the human spirit. As we move forward, let us remember the past to build a more stable and equitable future. The stories of those who lived through the Great Depression are not just historical accounts. They are lessons etched in time, guiding us to foster economic stability, social responsibility, and a compassionate society. By learning from the past, we can strive to create a world where the hardships faced during the Great Depression are never repeated. As we face new challenges in our modern world, Let us draw inspiration from the resilience and determination of those who came before us. Together, we can build a future that honors their legacy, a future defined by hope, stability, and shared prosperity. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insightful content. Until next time, stay informed and stay inspired.